Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am emptying my freezer and anything that was frozen last year from my garden I will have to address because I hate to throw them out. So I got some beans here, got some spinach frozen, a bunch of leeks, and a couple of peppers. Some of it I'm gonna make into fresh meals that we're gonna eat this weekend, and some of it I'm gonna preserve further, cooking them into soups, and I'm gonna can those because there's no way I can eat all this over this weekend and they really need to be taken care of. So stay tuned for the next step. The first thing I'm gonna do is cook the spinach, and I am making a spinach dip for fresh eating, meaning I'm not gonna can it or preserve it. And I'm using my old frozen spinach from last year, and this is about a pound of spinach. The next thing you'll need is some onion and garlic. A half medium-sized onion gave me a half a cup of chopped onion. I'm gonna use 4 cloves of garlic from my preserved garlic jar. And I'm also trying to use up my ranch dressing mix. If you don't have this, you can omit it. You're gonna just use some black pepper and other seasoning that you would like in your dip. I will also use paprika. The first thing I'm gonna do is cook the spinach with the onion and garlic. In a medium saucepan, a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm gonna put the half a cup of chopped onion, a little bit of salt, and saute the onion for a couple of minutes. We're not trying to brown the onions, just saute them until kind of the yellowish, translucent. I'm going to take it off the heat, and I'm going to put some paprika in it. This is totally optional, you don't have to. That was a teaspoon of paprika. Stir that in nicely. I'm going to add the optional ranch powder, which really just dried garlic, dried onion, some basil and parsley and black pepper. So if you have those in hand, you can put those in here or just leave it all out. It's still gonna be delicious. I'm gonna crush 4 cloves of garlic. We'll take it off the heat because the garlic will burn quickly. And now I am going to put in a pound of spinach, frozen or fresh. It does not matter. So now I'm going to turn the heat down to medium and cook the spinach with the onion and garlic. If you're using fresh spinach, you may want to put just a tablespoon of water in here just to get it going so it doesn't burn. It's going to give out a lot of liquid later on, but to get it started you may have to put a little bit of liquid in there to prevent it from burning. I'm going to put a lid on this and let that steam for 15 to 20 minutes. You're going to get a different texture depending on your cooking time. So the more you cook it, the more creamy this will be. Of course, you need to stir this occasionally and adjust your heat so it just cooks a little bit slow. Mine still has some frozen pieces in here, so I'm gonna keep cooking this on high. I have cooked my spinach for 20 minutes. And there's not much liquid in here, if any. At this point it's good to taste it and make sure that it has enough salt and you like the seasoning, because you can still add salt or additional garlic powder or onion powder if you want. I'm gonna add a heaping teaspoon of flour into this. Stir that in. And a 1/4 cup of water. I'm going to cook this for a couple of minutes to cook the flour, and that's going to thicken up the saucy part of this. And the reason for that also because I'm going to put in cheese, and I don't want the cheese to be stringy. I want it to kind of melt into it. It's sort of the same concept that I did for the mac and cheese. What the flour does is it cuts the strings in the cheese, so your cheese becomes more smooth versus clump up into big pieces. Once your flour is cooked, I'm going to put a 1/4 cup or so cream, but you can put more depending on how saucy you want your dip to be. And turn it very low. You do not want to cook the cream too long, because that can separate. And now I'm going to put in about 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Which will slowly melt into it. And of course you can put as much cheese as you like. Best to serve this fresh. You can serve this with crusty bread or toast. I would always put an extra pinch of Parmesan cheese on this. I hope you're gonna enjoy this and see you next time.